Peace and blessing, Mama Niamo.
Oh, peace and blessing, Mama Abumbola.
That was
This is
Teresa.
Teresa.
That was Teresa.
Oh, hi, Teresa. Peace and blessing, Teresa.
Peace and blessing to your family and to Mama.
Greetings, greetings. Who else is there? Aaliyah. Hi, Aaliyah. Peace. And
Good
Marie.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning to everyone. Welcome, everyone. Come in, come in, come in. We're going to talk about Black people and their energy. I'm so excited. I think this is also the 84th week. These are numbers that I like. Day 422, numbers that I like. Numbers for Niamo. Secrets of Black people energy is all in sync, just like I finished say. Oh, day 449. Okay, that too. Yes, indeed. Welcome, everyone. I'm so happy to see you all. Nijat, Brother Adam, Stacy. Nice to see you all. Welcome. Yes, yes, yes.
Love your
Good morning,
shirt.
everybody.
Son.
Come in,
What'd you
come
say,
in, come
Teresa?
in.
I said I love your shirt. Rocking that long sleeve woo shirt. Woo, woo, woo.
Right, right.
Any special instructions, Niamo? We're about to play the
Oh,
video.
please, everyone. Yeah, get ready to cut and paste. Get ready to listen for your life and your soul. Yes, we're going to be dealing with some information that you already know. We're just going to bring it up to the surface, and that's why we're here, to surface and ascend, because we've been down a long time. We've unearthed some wonderful crystals, and now it's time to share them. Wisdom, knowledge.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
Unmute yourself, Niamo.
Greetings, everybody.
Hey.
How's everyone? I didn't see Jacqueline before. I didn't see Louise before. Hi, hi, hi. Heaven high. Okay, good morning. Great rising, grand rising to everyone. Today, we're going to just share a little bit and educate one another and bring out of one another the intrinsic nature of our Black people energy. Now, you may wonder why we spelled it Pipo. Pipo. That was strange. Why did she do that? I don't know. But that's really what this talk is about. That we do things that are perfectly tuned for the time. And we may not actually have the the raison d'etre. We may not know exactly why, but it's just perfect. And I saw somebody do that on Twitter or one of these other Instagram, one of these social media. They start talking about Black people, and I saw it more than once. And I said, yes, there's something to that, right? And beginning all things in the name of the Creator, most high, most merciful. We start all things knowing that we're guided and trusting that our guidance is perfect and pure and true, and that it takes nothing but just effort to put our step forward, put our foot forward, put our hands into action to praise and glorify the Creator of heavens and earth, who has done the same for us, has helped us to rise from the ground that we are made of. And so when we think about Pipo, that's the first thing, okay? Pipo is actually, it may be an Etruscan word. Now, what is that? Etruscan? It may be a word that is from the Black people who started Rome, who were there before the Romans. When I looked up people, the word people, Black people energy, Black people, when you look it up, they have the nerve to say that the origin is unknown. Now, we already know. When the dictionary says an origin is unknown, invariably, that means it's an African origin, or Far East, or Near East, or Southern Hemisphere origin, okay? And so when I looked it up, that's exactly what was there. Maybe of Etruscan origin. Oh, it comes from Latin, okay? The Latin, it's spelled P-E-P-L, and then sometimes P-U-P-L. So you're getting purple, you're getting all of this stuff about Black people energy. So that word just came up. And that's what we do. We're talking about our solar instinct. S-O-U-L-A-R. We have solar instinct. And that's what's demonstrated in spelling it Pipo instead of people. Okay? And it having an African origin. African meaning melanated origin. We're going to get to that a little later. But the chief thing you want to know is our first eye has been opened a long time. And there are ways in which we demonstrate an energy that has kept our people, our generations thriving. I listened to some of our past Woo speakers. There are a lot of reasons and ways and evidence that we're not thriving, that we are ill and sick. However, you want to know something. You want to know that we are in fact always rising, and that just to talk about the fact that we're sick shows that there's a ma'at going on. There's a balance and there's an order to the whole thing. That it's not just that we're sick. It's just that we usually are stellar and sometimes we're less so, right? And so that's really what we're talking about when we say that. Okay, so I would love us to listen to a song, and it's a beautiful song about one of the ways, one of our energy methods, something we've stepped into, and that is grace. Okay, we sing in our funerals, in our churches, this in our memory, this Amazing Grace song, written by a Scot carrying slaves on a ship. And this song turns it around in another kind of way. If we can play that, then we can listen to it. And I want you to hear the song and the lyrics and just see if you can pull out a secret of Black people energy inside of this song. So whenever we're ready, we'll hear that and listen. This is Carmen Lundy singing.
We have walked for so long with our heads to the ground. Amazing grace. for so long, with our heads under the moon. Amazing grace, save me now. From the burn becomes my enemy. My enemy from the burn.
It's been a long time coming, yeah, yeah, yeah. And we've come a long way from home, a long way from home. And when I look back and I wonder how we got along.
Amazing grace, save me now. Come to the
We've forgotten the beauty of the past and the stolen dreams that we can't keep.
Okay. It just so happened that I was just given that message that that song could, woo, oh goodness, look at that. We have actually put the lyrics. Wow, you found them somewhere, Shawnee. Very beautiful, very beautiful. So, did anyone hear the lyric that we've forgotten the dreams that we could teach? Did anyone hear that lyric? Maybe not. Okay. We've forgotten the dreams of the past and we've forgotten something and the stolen dreams that we could teach. Okay. We've forgotten the beauty of the past and the stolen dreams that we can teach. That was the main lyric there. Okay. We've forgotten the beauty of the past and the stolen dream that we can teach. Okay. And that's where we come in with our solar instinct. This is a beauty of our past, is our solar instinct. We've always been instinctual, right? When we say everything is everything, that's what we mean. It's all together, okay? And we have within us this aspect of what's known as melanin that people keep talking about and that I resisted for years. I resisted it for years. I was like, oh Lord, they done made something because of oppression. We've done created something out of nothing from oppression. We create religions, we create thought concepts, we create new ways of believing, new ways of connection. And it came to me that, hey, there is something to this, and I better look it up. And I discuss it in the book, Light on Reiki and Neo-African Mysticism. This is the book about Reiki that I wrote. And inside, I give a glimpse of attention to another aspect of color that's not only in the body, but it's also in our world. And that's the color indigo. So you see my favorite indigo dress? That is actually pictured in the book. And it's about the color blue and our instinct around the color blue and the color black and the color purple. And these are actually all black in a lot of indigenous cultures, in African cultures. There's several colors that are black. There are shades of black. And what you got to know, what you may not have known, is that this was one of the first um, plants that was cultivated on these shores that actually formed the bedrock of industry and capitalism before cotton. And we don't know that, right? So that's a stolen dream that we can teach. Why? Because our people on the continent knew how to grow indigo, right? And so it was a revelation. And the Europeans have it written about in their books. There's several pieces of information that describe how indigo was really the way to go and the way to build up Europe and the way to build up the capitalist structure. And it did so for centuries, the first 2 centuries on these shores that we were here. And then the cotton gin helped give rise to the rise of cotton being the engine of this system. But what is it about indigo that we need to know? That's what I wanted to share just really briefly, and then we'll play a clip about melanin. Well, okay. There's a book entitled Indigo, In Search of the Color That Seduced the World by Catherine McKinley. And I'm going to write it right now in the chat, and you'll see it. Okay, so I took some notes from there. But basically, indigo is like melanin. It does everything. It's something that you must research and look up. Because when you read it, you'll be like, my God, that's why we love the color blue. Because it's healing. That's why we work with this plant. Because it's good for our skin. It's good for our hair. It's good for everything. Blue is stronger than black, Aunt Mercy told me. I'm reading from the book now. You know, holding the doggone cloth against the arm of her house girl, whose skin was like black porcelain. One is darker, but in a very dark room, you can still reach out for the walls. The deepest night will be alive with light, the stars more visible. Blue-black holds infinity. Blue-black is never done. This is a secret of Black people's energy. Indigo mimics and holds all that is in my eye, blackness and light, birth and death, passages between them. Indigo is not really a color. It is not cloth, I realize. It is only the tangible, intangible. Okay? And what has this meant for us? This means that one way to interpret it is that indigo has really been an influence in the lives of our people that is demonstrated in our unending creativity, our fashion sense. Okay, the fashion sense comes out of the freedom gained from putting together. Let me just read you how this mulatto woman, she's a Black woman and white father, that she went to Africa and did all this research. Okay, so here's what she said. Fashion is what I called it. I said, oh, this is about fashion. This is our intrinsic solar instinct to be creative. In other words, actually blossom in life. That's what Black people do, no matter what. You could be slaves and then you come out and you look better than the white women. Right? So anyway, what I liked, she said, what I liked most was the way African women's dresses, their coverings or wrappers or head ties, were constantly being retied, repositioned, refashioned as they were worn, with movements as reflexive as repocketing a handkerchief or pulling up a sleeve. I wanted to learn that vernacular of dressing, which was so kinetic and personal and felt similar to listening to a story being told, where the teller reinvents and embellishes and plays on your ears as they deliver it to you. Okay, so you see, there are just aspects of who we have been and who we are in the world. And we want to just really get a handle on the ways they show up. Indigo is just one of the ways we contributed blue to Europe, and they use it for their royalty. They didn't have their blue was not, it's called WOAD, WAD was their blue that they used. But the indigo dye was fast and it stayed. And all of a sudden, the people in power wear blue because of our work. Get that. Please receive that and get that. Because of our work, blue is the color of power. You wear a navy blue suit. You know, the people in law enforcement wear blue. It is not accidental. It was always thought of as a color of power, right? Okay, and it's closely related to our melanated background. So rather than me make up stuff about that, I thought I would share with you a video clip from Dr. Ann Brown at Medgar College speaking about melanin in a way that is awesome. And I just have a small clip that you can listen to. And I want you to think about your own solar instinct. I want you to think about the power within. I want you to think about the negation of this great thing, this great power that we have, and how it has to do with the pineal gland, and how some people's pineal glands is calcified, meaning shriveled and non-functioning. The solar instinct is lost. But among people who are melanated, among people who have a history of engagement with plant life like indigo, it's not lost. So it's a secret of Black energy, okay? Black people energy. So if we can prepare that clip, excellent. If we only have audio, still listen, okay? But let's see if we have the video as well. It's the protective molecule, melanin, Dr. Ann Brown.
Mama Niamo, let me just share while we cue the video. And thank you and everyone for your patience with the tech. So much is coming up for me. And it's so funny because not funny, haha, funny, but there's almost like two things that are happening with me, a receiving of what you're saying, and then also a blocking too, trying to wrap my brain around this whole concept of indigo and melanin and the correlation between the two. And you speaking about blue-black, which I've heard that term before around like the different gradations of skin, especially the darker hues. So much power in what you're sharing, and just all this nuance and the magical nature of being Black and just how it's been stripped from us, from me. And so I'm just processing what you're saying because I'm hearing the material for the first time, even though I'm adminning, and just grateful that we're taking this dive. I had no concept of indigo as a commodity, as something that was used by Europeans to activate capitalism and to subjugate us. So thank you for this enlightenment and for sharing the book and the song that you shared. I just wanted to say that out loud. This is very, it's touching me internally. And so I'm just processing as we go.
You're welcome. Yes, indeed.
So Tiff, give us a heads up, my love.
And this is a series on the centralization of Africa in world history. We wanted to begin with looking at melanin, because melanin may hold the key to where we come from. So I wanted you first to kind of briefly explain to us what is melanin?
As scientists, from a scientific point of view, melanin is a biopigment that is found in all people, but there are some people that have melanin deposited in the skin. We make a difference between skin melanin and neuromelanin, which is the type that's found deep in the brain and in the nervous system. Um, as I said, everyone has a certain amount of melanin deposited. So it is a molecule that captures light, especially ultraviolet light, and it transforms it into heat energy. And people of African origin have it in the skin. Therefore, we are tolerant of heat, and the ultraviolet rays so far do not cause any harm in the skin. People who do not have melanin deposited in the skin eventually.
Yeah, we want to start at around 1644, right around there. Okay, a little bit
Just
before
when
16.
people, when you play the music and the minister says certain things and people start to speak in tongues and shout and so on, that's the time when you're experiencing that essence of the pineal gland pouring out its substance into all of the brain centers, including the cerebral cortex, which puts you in touch with intelligence and awareness and consciousness. Your consciousness is raised, and you're the way you are. You are one way that you're never when you're walking about your regular life, and so on. So the pineal sites that this young lady was studying produces that melatonin. Now, melatonin really bleaches the skin of lower vertebrates, but that melatonin um, is thought to have some kind of uh, response on the melanocytes, and and it's a night hormone. It's produced in the dark. So my understanding of it is that it has the melatonin in the dark has an influence on the melanocytes, and the melanocytes tend to do their work much better in laying down the chemistry of melanin in little vesicles called melanosomes, and then depositing that slowly on the skin or ready to deposit. So when the light hits you, then it puts it there and makes more of it. It's already developed, but it makes more of it. When the light and the sun and all of that is the major force behind all life and activity. So that the darker, if you're medium color skin, you get out in the sun, you have the wherewithal for the body to generate that melanin and produce it on the skin, you'll get darker. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have the right kind of chemistry, meaning the eumelanin, then you're not going to get dark in the sun. You're going to get red or you're going to burn. Everybody will when the height of the sun is there. But I'm saying that people that have the melanated people, that is, they have the type of cells with the kind of chemistry where they can produce melanin when it's activated by the sunlight. So sunlight is very, very important.
Now, you said so much, so go ahead. I want you to finish, and then I want.
Yes, I want to finish the melatonin issue. That now there's a big hype commercially. It's mainly to make, for economic reasons. The melatonin that people claim they're taking is really not the melatonin that's produced by the melanin, by the pineal gland. Very, very little.
Well, that's just a little taste. Just a little taste. So, yes, we started it a little bit where we did, and there's more to that video. So please go back and watch that. It's excellent, and you will enjoy listening to Dr. Ann Brown. And let me see. No, it's not giving me that. I was going to put the link here, but we can share that later. Um, where are you all? Where are you in the room as regards melanin and the indigo and these two secrets of Black people energy? Is there something that's come up for you that you'd like to share? I would love to hear where you all are processing and how you are, like Shawnee just did. And we're really wrapping up because this is the blue black is what people fear the most. You see, and we don't have light unless we have blue black of night. Okay, that's real. All right, so let's see if there's any answers.
Well, I would like to share Reverend Niamo. Well, first and foremost, I shared that my daughter, my eldest daughter, her name is Indigo, and we actually took her name from a Spike Lee movie. And you know, Spike Lee in his creation of his art does everything by design and on purpose. And so once I named my daughter Indigo and began to understand that indigo was the dye that was mined by the slaves and cultivated for the purpose that it was. And oddly enough, my baby Indigo is my darkest hued baby. And she lives and is an empowerment of her name, you know, and I will be sharing this with her later on so that she can get a little more understanding about what her name means, not just in the sense of, oh, it's the blue that's in the rainbow. It's the no, it's more powerful than that. It goes back to, you know, when you were created.
Both ends of the spectrum have black. I think there's also Kaba Kabane, Professor Kaba Kabane, who also talks about melanin and indigo, and how, you know, we have to look at the spectrum is really a lot of colors, but on both sides is darkness. Um, okay, so Jacqueline Davis has a lot of information, and it looks like she cut and paste some information, and maybe she wants to share. It's kind of long. Um, I'm into poetry. Indigo and black are in many poems, absolutely. And Intozaki Shange, one of her books was called Indigo Something and Something. Sassafras, Indigo Something and Sassafras. That's a wonderful book.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I don't know who's speaking right now. Someone just
That's
said that.
Jacqueline. That was me speaking
Oh, okay,
about.
okay.
Yeah, I was looking for Tasaki's book, but I just wanted to see the poem Indigo, one of the poem Indigos that talks about dark skin, and I put that in there because it says black is not a color, it's not something to mourn.
Yes. And I see it also says you learned that black wasn't one color, it had different degrees of shame. And I hope today you've learned that black isn't one color, but you have different degrees of exaltation and ascendance, different names for the beauty that's within, the beauty that comes from the earth, the beauty that, you know, nothing else is a back, you know, the only backdrop is the black. This is the meaning of the sky, y'all. This is why you have to sleep. and you create your melanin while you sleep. If you don't have enough sleep, you're not going to create the melanin that the body needs. Okay. So Cecil Fandy, thank you for that very much. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Cecile Fandy.
Cecile.
Oh, okay. Let me just you want to share what you wrote or elaborate? I have researched how traditionally indigo was used in West Africa for women, and I would be glad to share the meaning of their use. Yes, and that book that I mentioned above talks about their use, and you can please share it with us.
She said not today.
Oh, okay. That's right. So that's fine. It's long, and our time is kind of up. And I just want to say in closing that our solar instincts rest on who we are and who we have been. Okay. All of our colors have supported us. You know, sometimes people get confused when they go to Africa and then they see there's a range of colors of African people. And it's not just about the continent of Africa, it is the consciousness of blackness and the pineal gland being activated using the whole foods, using your connection to your soul, and understanding that you're on a path, and you know the spirituality, you know, column that you emanate when you get really quiet in yourself. So these are really what keep you connected and keep you aware and keep you present to the possibilities of life. Because out of the sky came everything. When we say out of the blue, I put it in my book. Out of the blue really means that something came out of the blue. And it's actually a fact. That's how it happens. Everything comes from the sky. Everything comes from that darkness. The black holes within are the melanin. And the melanocytes do the work. And so Yes, sassafras, cypress, and indigo. Thank you very much for that, Jacqueline. The Story of Three Sisters. It's a beautiful book. And we want to just remember that we have solar instinct, and we have to cultivate our solar instinct to be one with our creator. Don't let that go. Okay? Don't let that go. Cultivate it in your spiritual practices. Okay? And be present at all times to possibility of life. Don't let any negative, quote unquote negative, don't let any occurrence take you off your track, off the knowingness. It's beyond mindfulness. It's a level of knowingness. You're mindful when you forget something, you lost your mind. But if you know it, you just have to come back into the knowingness of it, right? And so that's what you have with the solar instinct, the understanding, appreciation of melanin and indigo and other aspects, your rhythm. We could do a whole thing. You got to have a playlist. We could do a whole thing on the music and the rhythm that keeps you, the resonance, the law of resonance, which for me is more important than the law of attraction. But that's another conversation for another day. And
I wanted to, before you complete, because there's people still coming in this space. I just let somebody in 2 seconds ago. So I'm very moved by everything that you were sharing. And I wish that this was a longer session because there's so much there, Mama Niamo. So you just said it at the end. When I think about Black people, I'm like, what is it? And I know it's melanin, but I love that you brought the scientific aspect to it and this historical piece and the spiritual, that how we move, how we use language, how we make up our own. Yesterday I was in here dancing around with myself and I'm like, there's just something in my body that knows how to catch the rhythm, that knows how to engage, like, and negotiate space and time. And it's so powerful. And we've allowed the dominant culture to whittle it down to us being like minstrel in a sense, but that is spiritual. It's powerful, like our rhythm, our flow, you know, and how that gets activated in us and how we come together and we can just create. And it's harmonic. And it's in time, in spiritual time and in physical time. So I'm just so grateful for the conversation and look forward to more. I hope you'll come back through and take us through an unpacking of Black people, as you put it, and then how melanin and indigo has carried us and is the salvation for us. That's what comes up for me. And I don't know if you're open to hearing a couple of voices before we officially close out. But like I said, there's some folks who just landed in the space a few minutes ago, so they missed the essence of the conversation. But, you know, anything that you're willing to hear, because I know you may have things to do this morning. Yeah.
No, I'm open.
All right, awesome. So,
Facebook,
yeah, Facebook was pretty quiet, but let me, Tiff, you can mind somebody from the Zoom space and let me look and see if they have gotten awakened in the space.
Teresa has a question. Teresa has her hand up.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi, Teresa.
Hi, peace and blessing, family. Good morning.
Good morning.
I was just studying about indigo children, and they were saying that they were misunderstood, and that, you know, a lot of times the way that people saw them, you know, was so different. And
you put yourself on mute. You put yourself on mute, Teresa. It looks like.
I said, I feel like I might be an indigo child,
Yeah,
not realizing that in the indigo child, because I've never fit in, and I've always tried to fit in. And I just think that we as Black people, we be so busy trying to fit in that we don't deal with our uniqueness and the gift of being, you know, Black people. And this has been so thought provoking. I'm just thanking you, Mama Nia, for just bringing this to us. Just a beautiful thing. I remember my mother. She was a Black. She worked with the Black Panthers, and she would get bad with me because she was like, "Oh, you always watching all of that white stuff. Won't you find something that you know about Black people?" So I would get mad with her, but now I understood what she meant, because what she was saying to me is that honor, you know, our people. Stop trying to honor, you know, other people. And so, you know, she did so much work, you know, like to help the community and change stuff. And she just got us involved in a lot of stuff as kids that even my nieces and my other people, they don't know that part of my grandmother, and so of my mother. So it's a privilege, to have had her in our life to teach about our Blackness, and I'm complete.
Oh, thank you so much, Teresa. I noticed it stood out for me very much when you said that you may be an indigo child, or you think you're an indigo person, whatever. Look at the history of how that word was used and developed for children who show certain kinds of capabilities. Just look at that. Look at that history and read it. Because what it is, it's like taking hip hop from us. In other words, we had that. We are the indigo people. That's intrinsic. It's solar instinct is there. And now it's like white children who are polymaths. Well, we're all polymaths. We all do many, many things, right? And we're creative. And so I noticed that a long time ago, way before I came into this consciousness of spirituality and solar instinct. I'm like, indigo, what are they talking about? Indigo. Indigo's a fabric in Africa. How come they're calling their kids indigo? Study that. Because yes, you're indigo. Yes, it's part of your background. Yes, you got it from your grandma. Yes, it skips generations and comes back around. Yes, it comes out more so in consciousness the older you get. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Teresa. I can go on.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So anyone else? I see Yogisha jumped in here. Usually that means she got something to say.
I also see a comment from Jem.
Oh yeah, that was from Facebook. And I asked her what she got from the session. She said she heard that indigo and magenta children have unique DNA. So that's her share. Anyone else?
What's wonderful about that, Jem, is that it is the melanin that gives them that. And it's very according to the science, that means their pineal glands are very developed, which is natural to the African DNA, period, generally. Now you can awaken the calcified DNA. You can. So that's a good thing. That's a benefit. That means as long as your consciousness grows, you can wake up the pineal gland. That's why people meditate, so they can be mindful. Wake it up. Wake up, everybody. Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyone else before we officially close out? Now's the time. Let me see what else is up in here. Oh, she's talking about the poem. That's Jacqueline giving us additional information. All right. So if there's no one else, I know Z said that this was very enlightening and lots to explore. So definitely invitation for you to do your own work. Watch the rest of the YouTube offering. The link is in the space from Dr. Ann Brown. Just continue to do the work that is necessary for our awakening and uncalcifying what has been dried up and made dormant because of patriarchy, white supremacy culture, all of that, our subjugation, our torture, trauma, all of that. And Kate Sweetness says, Byron Katie says, when they attack you and you notice that you love them with all of your heart, your work is done. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. All right, let me see a few more shares in the chat. There's a lot coming in.
Here's what Jacqueline said. You see what Jacqueline said? No one wants to suffer you. Your mother told you that all of the tragic things you may suffer in this life, your dark skin isn't one of them. There is nothing to mourn about black.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Adam acknowledges the great work. And Yogisha, Stacy says she'll watch the playback. All right, so we have to have Reverend Niamo come back and continue this conversation about Black people, P-I-P-O. I love it, I love it.
Right. Ancient African words, so don't even try it.
That's right, and I love the other thing that we do is we make up our own words. Like we are so dope. Like, all righty, so Tiff, if you're ready, we can close out.
Thanks, everyone.
So Tiff, you got it?
So I can be reached at these places. The word Heelmobile with my name, Niamo and Heelmobile. Niamo the Heelmobile, Linktree, Niamo Nancy, Niamo the Heelmobile on Instagram, theheelmobile.com, niamo@gmail.com. Or you can call or text me. I'm available. And please join us tomorrow, Thursday, November 3rd, is that November 3rd? No, it's the November 4th, actually. I thought so. Today's the 3rd. So join us Thursday, November 4th for Mama Amal Muhammad speaking on the breath and how your life depends on it. The breath, your life depends on it. That's tomorrow at 7, November 4th, Thursday, facilitated by Mother Amal Muhammad. I can't wait.
Thank you, Reverend Niamo. Great partnership with you this morning. Welcome all new members, newcomers. If this is your first Wake Up Everybody session, please drop it in the chat. We want to acknowledge you for joining us in a community where we choose to come to learn, elevate, and ascend. We want to recognize your presence today and welcome you back tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that and the day after that. So please let us know if you are here for the first time. This is the Wake Up Everybody schedule. We're live in Zoom space and Facebook 5 days a week. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 to 8:30, and Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 7:30. You can get notification when it's time to join us in these spaces by texting the word Woo Nation to 74121. Have you ordered your swag today? Get your Woo Nation swag by shopping us at bit.ly/Woo swag. You can peep Shawnee down in the corner over there wearing her black sweatshirt. It's chilly. Time to turn the heat on and put your swag on. Thank you, everybody. Here's how you stay in touch with us. You can register at bit.ly/Wake Up Movement. Follow us and join our Facebook communities. bit.ly/Woo Community is our private Facebook page, and bit.ly/Woo Nation is what is open to the public. This is where you can find the playbacks of these sessions when you're looking for them on your Facebook stream. We're on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual, on YouTube at bit.ly/Woo on YouTube. And last and certainly not least, you can email us at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. We're looking for more facilitators. We're looking for more admins to keep this program going. Day 449 is over, or just about over, but there's still much more knowledge and wisdom to share. So come on and join us. Everybody, please come off of mute. Time to love and abundance on Reverend Niamo for telling us about the Black Pipo and our power.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Good morning. Have a good day.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Blessings.
Always,
you.
always learn
Love and
something.
support.
Love it, love it. Thank you.
Blessings.
Blessings.
See you in the entire family.
Thank you so much for your love, your wisdom, and your input.
Back to the replay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, me too. I missed it quite a bit. I had trouble getting in this morning. I'm trying to support everybody.
Thank you. You too.